will basically take you through the architecture, the technologies used, challenges, and maybe opportunities we have had in the process. Okay, so our overall objective was to develop the freshwater biodiversity data portal for Uganda that helps academicians, researchers, government, policymakers, and other decision makers to get quick access to freshwater biodiversity data in your time and use this information in making decisions. And at the start of the project, of course, we had an implementation work plan, the work plan to make sure that we bring to life the portal that will house the Uganda's freshwater biodiversity data portal. And of course, for any project like this to be successful, you have a series of activities. You have to involve the different stakeholders and understand their requirements and make sure that what you produce at the end of the day is acceptable and used by them. So we started with the initial requirements and analysis, and after that, we had consultation meetings where we met stakeholders, tried to share with them how the portal would work. We also had the input from them, and that informed a refined portal specifications document. And after that, we started, of course, the process of prototyping, to have a prototype, develop the interfaces, and have like a sketch of how the portal would look like. Then from that stage, we went to system development, the databases, and make sure that the front end communicates with the back end. They keep data and display the data to end users. Then from system development, the next stage was the system testing. So at this time we had a beta version. So we needed to test it with some demo data, find where there are bugs, try to work a lot with other features, share it with stakeholders, have their input. And then after that, we had now to do the final system programming, working on the bugs, working on additional requirements from stakeholders and users, and making sure that the portal becomes more user-friendly to stakeholders and other data users. And of course, after that, we had to do manuals, data dictionaries, and documentation to help visitors who will be on the portal to refer to them and make sure that they have a better experience on the portal. And of course, we had to do training and go of the portal for the first time, so that now it starts keeping your data after it has been fully tested. So it had to now start keeping your data, and that's some of the data that has been uploaded. And of course, now the stage we're in continued support, and of course, looking at adding other features in the portal to make sure that it keeps relevant, competitive, and of course, we add other features here and there from time to time as they come on. So our architecture was something like this, whereby we have two types of users. We have a data publisher. A data publisher, these are the data holders, these are the institutions which have data either in Excels or either in cabinets and all that. So they are able to access the portal, publish the data there. And then we have also a user, a student, an academician, somewhere, whether in his home, whether in his office, is able also to come and try to find data from the portal. He accesses it, either he shares this on either Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and other social media platforms. And then data is shared in the process. So we have a supply at the other end, and we have the data user at the other end as well. So that showed the architecture that we were looking at, how data is sent to the portal, it's stored and again shared to end users. Technologies used, of course, to achieve this. We had to look at our technologies to use so that we have the portal done. And one of them is MySQL database, which is our main database that keeps all the data that are supplied to the portal. And then the back-end language is Python, Django framework. And we are using Bootstrap framework for the front end. Then we are also using Angular JavaScript for some pages, specifically those which need a lot of live search, like on Gallery and all that. Then we are using ipinfo.io specifically to keep track of the visitors, know who is accessing our data from where, and give portal statistics and usage our plan to admins. Then we are using SendGrid specifically for fast delivery of mails and notifications. As you saw from Laban's presentation, a user is able to actually get the data through an email link. So it's this that we actually use to send mails and notifications from the portal to users' mails. Then we are also using the OpenStreetMap for mapping. You actually saw some species being plotted here and there. And so we are using OpenStreetMap. Basically, these are the key technologies we are using in the project to make sure that by the end of the day, we get the experience we are actually getting while on that portal. Consideration that we looked at while choosing these different platforms is one, open source, scalability, sustainability, and easy to learn. So we had to look at one, platforms that are open source, and then they do not, they will not require the institution or the project to keep paying either an annual subscription and all that, because that would have been expensive in the long run and not sustainable. So all the platforms we're actually using, we're using the open source, and there is no extra fee that is being paid for those technologies used. And of course, the is to scalability, because we expect the portal will handle a lot of records as we go on, thousands and millions of records, and as we actually go on. Is to learn, of course, we have to look at a medium, languages and platforms that are easy to learn, and we are able to transfer knowledge from an IT firm like us to even the institution IT department, so that as time goes on, they are able to even handle some of these tasks by themselves without directly actually asking for help from an IT firm. So we have to look at a medium at an average of these to get the platforms to actually use in the process. Portal functionalities, I would just highlight briefly because Laban has already talked about this, and Viano, of course. So I will just highlight parts in the portal at the visitor side. Someone is able to access the data sets, occurrences, species summary page, species and occurrences mapping, data export and download, comments and feedback management. We have portal API and the developers access, whereby we have an API in that if there is any organization, or either it's government or it's an NGO, and they want to query specific data from Freshwater Biodiversity data portal for Uganda, they would only need to apply for the API through the portal, and they are given access API key, and they're able to now integrate the specific data they want from the API, and they're able to get that data in real time into their applications, whether it's a mobile app, either it's some other portal and all that. And so we also provided the options to share data on social media, whereby if you are on the portal and there is an interesting maybe data set or species, you have an option to share it directly on social media, and your other social media followers and public are able to see what you have shared, and then they get that interesting information through the share you have done on the social media platform. Also, you are able to embed data sets in web pages, like maybe you have a content management system, whether it's WordPress, it's Drupal. We provide an iframe. This is not just an API, that you have an iframe whereby if you want to, maybe you are a journalist or a news person and you want to embed it in a specific blog, you just copy the iframe and you put it in your blog, and you will get exactly that data set or that specific information you have got from the portal into your blog. And of course, the band showed us the advanced search and so sort for key metadata, where you are able to drill down into specific data set or specific species, go to the locality where it's found, go to maybe, so you are able to drill down into such areas and get the specific information. Portal management, this is the admin side where you are able to track the data download statistics, know who downloaded the data sets, when and for what reasons, so that they help you to plan ahead and know that people always download our data for specifically this and that. You also know you are also able to know which pages are visited so much on the portal. And with that information, you're able to plan and maybe see where to improve and where to do well. You are also able to understand the portal usage statistics. You are able to control quality management. Whenever data sets are published, there is a quality management team in the admin, which is able to make sure that the data is first approved before it is visible and accessible to the entire public, to maintain to actually make sure that data is the top quality that is being accessed by the visitors of the portal. Of course, there is also portal and publisher and contributors management, whereby publishers, whatever they are assigned, they are controlled from the admin side. You have the usage audit, export and import, and also you're able to view specific data in the tables and or other formats. Challenges, our key challenge was a long learning curve. I think we spent almost the first 6 months when we would do and undo, understanding those terminologies scientists use, understanding what species are. Of course, first we are from programming background, and so we had to sit with scientists so many times, have meetings online and physical to understand how this data relate, to understand, know what is the data set, what is species, which variables you capture here. So in order to get the entire concept, so it was a big challenge, because it almost took our first 6 months. Opportunities, of course, we have gained expertise in working with biodiversity data, and as such, we have also had another opportunity to work on the Malawi Biodiversity Data Portal. It's also an ongoing GRS-funded project that houses both Freshwater Biodiversity Data Portal for Malawi and pollinator plant interaction data portal. So it's because so that one also has come on because of that expertise we already have, and of course, because of this project. Well, we have also had to, of course, build on national and international relations. We have had interactions with different people from different backgrounds in and out of the country as a result of this project, of course. Yeah, so that's it. That's our contact, that's our website, email, contact numbers, and our WhatsApp contact. And with that, I come to the end of the presentation. Thank you.